44-year-old industrial chemist Adam lives in his 3-bedroom terraced house in South Wales. Usually, 3 bedrooms would be more than enough for a single man, but not in Adam's case.
My biggest problem is I hate the word no.
No!
People are quite happy to pass things on that they don't want, and I've just collected more and more and more.
And as his hoard has grown, Adam's fallen out of love with his home.
I'm never here. I go out and play hockey 4 times a week. It's just somewhere to sleep, to be honest.
Adam has plenty of pals, but never brings them back to his jam-packed pad, as 2 of his bedrooms and dining room are overflowing.
I'd love to have it as a place where I could entertain. Why am I doing this to myself?
So the man who just can't say no has just said yes to a visit from our 2 experts to help decide what to cash in, what to keep, and what to clear out. Curtis has worked in the antiques industry for 25 years and is here to sniff out unused items he could sell for Adam.
Hi, pleased to meet you, sir.
And Joanna, who owns a cleaning business, will help Adam sort the rest of his hoard.
Well, here it is.
Well, that's a lot of clutter, isn't it?
Yes, quite a bit, yeah.
This is a spare bedroom, apparently.
And a signed picture of the Barron Knights.
No, that's actually the Grumbleweeds.
That internationally famous comedy group, of course.
From the 70s.
From the 70s.
And
I'm far
80s.
too young.
How can you not know that's from the 70s? Look at that man.
It's like you with a wig on.
You can't get away with that look anymore. Looks like a comedy Bee Gee, doesn't he?
But despite the old-fashioned outfits, Curtis reckons he's found his first item to sell, as there's a market for signed snaps like this.
Yes, there's certainly a lot of stuff in here. Anything exciting in here?
Yeah, there's some silver spoons, there's some coins, there's all sorts of things in here.
And it's not just in here that there's plenty of stuff to sell.
There's a gramophone downstairs. Do you want to come down and have a look at it?
Yeah, I do. Let's go. I'll leave you to it.
Great stuff.
See you later.
Bye.
I'm a little overwhelmed, really. Adam has an unbelievable amount of stuff. This is going to be a massive challenge. It's dusty in here as well. Could do spring clean.
Slight understatement.
What is that?
Well, it's not a bird, it's not a plane. It's what Adam protects his man bits with when he plays hockey, so I think he'll need to hang on to that. Downstairs, the dining room is also starving for space.
Oh, what you'd expect to find at anyone's dining room table, I suppose.
Yeah, who doesn't sit down to dinner with a straw hat and hedge trimmer?
That's all served with a nice bottle of rosé. Perfect.
And all overlooked by a rather unusual piece of art.
What's going on with that painting, then? The eyes are slightly out of perspective, aren't
Yeah.
they?
Poor thing, looks a bit mangy too.
That's a family piece. My great-grandmother painted it.
Oops.
I couldn't bear to be parted with it. If you told me it was worth more than the house, I'd have to get rid of it, but no.
I won't be telling you that.
No.
While Joanna carries on trying to work out what to keep and what to chuck, Curtis has found something Adam will part with. A lovely old gramophone he inherited from his granny.
This was probably one of the most important pieces in somebody's house in the 1920s.
Yes.
People will pay the right price for something in good condition. And at the moment, it's a bit tired. So this, we've got to make it look great. There's a job for you.
OK.
I'm surprised Adam wants to get rid of this gramophone, but the good news is he's letting it go. Once cleaned up, I think this could make a couple of £100, but my concern is he wants a little bit more than that.
Upstairs, Joanna's already found a few things to give the boot.
I've got a foot massage here,
Yeah.
and this is a whirlpool bath. Have you ever used either of them?
No, I haven't, to be honest. They were given to me by my mother. I think they came out of the attic at her place, to be honest.
OK.
Perhaps they should have stayed there. Adam doesn't seem like a foot spa kind of guy. There are more barely used items in the next room, but at least these might be sellable.
Spoons. I think that's really sweet.
I've also got some coins. There's some cameras in here.
I think they're a few pounds.
Yeah. There's some jewellery back here. I've always assumed it's all costume jewellery.
Nice little 30s piece there. A lot of the bits and pieces Adam's been given is from his family, so he has invested a lot of himself into what could be the financial value. So he doesn't want to see them go for nothing, and that's understandable, who would? But I'm not sure if they're going to make big money, but time will tell.
Back in the sitting room, Curtis has spotted a couple of controversial items Adam's inherited.
Mein Kampf by Adolf Hitler.
I know these are strange books to have. They were given to my grandmother. As she says in the letter, she was in Germany shortly before the war began, and they were given to her by a young soldier that she happened to know at the time.
You'll be pleased to hear that something like this would sell to a collector of war memorabilia.
Yeah.
This one's 1938. The most expensive one sold for something like 30,000, but it was signed.
Yeah.
And it was a first edition. I'm guessing that these would probably make between 80 and 120 pounds.
Adam wants to make sure the books don't end up in the wrong hands. So it's up to Curtis to find the right buyer. So, after a busy morning rummaging through Adam's hoard, Curtis has already unearthed plenty of gems he hopes to coin in some cash for.
People will pay the right price for something in good condition.
And now he's ready to make some money.
So you're leaving me?
Yeah, I've got things to take away to start selling. So I guess you've got a busy job now.
A really busy job.
Good luck.
Joanna's staying put, as she still has tons of piled-up possessions to sort and help Adam decide what to keep and clear out. Curtis has headed to a vintage clothing store. He thinks the owner may be a potential buyer for Adam's box of costume jewellery.
Holly, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
But Polly's no pushover.
Bit of Paris crystal?
Yes, few stones missing.
Yeah. Coming on 100 years old.
This is true. I think we forget, don't we?
Polly's angling for a bargain.
In all honesty, I would probably say 30 quid for the lot.
Do you want to go a little bit higher and make my day?
35?
I'm delighted.
You're easily delighted.
No, I am. You better show us the money then. £40.
Do you have any change?
I've got no change. So shall we call it £40?
Oh, go on then. I'm happy
Marvellous.
with my
Look at that.
lot.
I've won. Well, maybe you've won, actually.
Maybe I have.
40 quid. Thanks very much.
Job done.
Ha-ha! Chivalry is alive and well. It's just that someone needs to remind Curtis. That cheeky extra fiver kickstarts Adam's stash of cash with 40 quid. But Curtis still has plenty more items to sell. And it's not just Adam who sent out a hoarder SOS to our experts. Meet Madge, professional potter and self-proclaimed hoarder. Her home in Nottinghamshire is bursting at the seams.
I'm a potterholic when it comes to collecting pottery pieces.
But Madge's hoarding goes well beyond pottery.
I am a creative clutterer.
Creative clutterer. That's a new one.
I'm an artist. We just see things differently.
When Madge downsized from a large 8-bedroomed house to a modest 3-bed 15 years ago, she took everything with her and has kept squeezing it in ever since.
Things are everywhere. I just need this space.
We hear you, Madge. The hoarding began 40 years ago when she came to the UK from Jamaica, and it hasn't been helped by folk offering her potter's equipment.
Now I have had enough. I'm fighting back.
Madge's bedroom is swamped with clothes, and the back bedroom is packed with her passion, pots. But Curtis is here to make Madge some cash from her clutter, and one item he spots is not a pot.
So let's talk about this then.
Yes, this tall boy is too tall, he's too big.
Madge, it's also broken.
I was hoovering, believe it or not. I do clean occasionally. I lift the hoover bit to go around somewhere else, and it crashed onto the door and broke the glass.
Oh dear.
Despite Madge's powers of destruction, Curtis reckons that cabinet could be worth something.
So it's Victorian, about 1850, 60, 70. It's good enough quality for it still to be a piece that makes OK money.
Right.
Any idea what you want for it?
£1,000?
Wowza!
With the glass fixed, it's going to be hundreds of pounds. So if you're happy, I'm happy.
I'm happy with that.
Good.
Yes.
So with Madge happy with the valuation, that's the first item to sell, and we'll give Madge a bit more space. But there are plenty of other items to flog, so best keep Madge away from the vacuum.
There's just so much of it.
Still to come, Joanna's met her match in Madge.
I'm sure she's lost count of how many pots she's got in this room.
And Adam's finding it harder to clear his clutter than expected.
Can't send him to the skip.
In South Wales, yes man Adam is finally saying no to clutter to be able to have guests over to his home.
I'm 40 plus years old and I think I need to grow up.
And in Nottinghamshire, cash for clutter connoisseur Curtis is helping Hoarder Madge identify items she could sell. But she's setting the bar high.
Any idea what you want for it?
£1,000?
And it's not just a cabinet Madge is willing to sell. In her overrun carport-cum studio, superseller Curtis has spotted some money-making potential. 4 surplus wheels and a pugging machine. That's a clay blender to you and me.
Somebody said, Madge, I've got a pugging machine. Come and have it.
Now, I know a lady that I'm going to go and call who's opening up a pottery school.
Oh, wow.
Any idea what you want for them?
£500 for everything.
OK, well, let's keep our fingers
£500.
crossed that we can get that for you.
Fingers and toes. Inside, Curtis has managed to find somewhere to sit to make that all-important call.
Oh, hello there. Is that Christine? It's Curtis Dowling here.
Oh, hello.
Excellent. So you might be interested.
She is interested and is coming over later.
That's good news. There could be a few £100 there straight away.
While Curtis and Madge carry on hunting for cash for clutter, over at Adam's home in South Wales, upstairs in the small bedroom, Joanna's uncovering more evidence that his own family feed his hoarding habit.
So you like collecting cuddly toys?
No, I just seem to pick them up from my sister. I went over her house one day and she said, I've got all these cuddly toys and they're just going out, so I kind of picked them up. You can't send him to the skip, can you?
Oh, yes, you can. Adam's got himself in this mess by being too soft to say nay to his family's cast-offs.
Grandmother was terrible for just giving me things. Every time we went round there, she'd say, oh, just take this, just take that. And you feel terrible turning her down.
But I'm sure your family wouldn't be offended if you
No.
said no more cuddly teddies, no more bags,
Yeah,
maybe
if I
give them
could-
to charity.
Yeah.
There's just so many things that I suppose, if I'm honest, I wouldn't want to spend too much time in this room.
Yeah.
Do you think that's why you play hockey so many times and you work long hours?
It could well be, yeah.
Adam's a really sweet, lovely guy. He's stuck in a rut. There's just too much for him to do. So it's just a case of me working with Adam to give him a helping hand, and hopefully, once I've gone, he can carry on the work.
Adam's eclectic collection's been expanding for a decade, but it was 6 years ago that his hoarding spiralled out of control.
The truth of the matter is my father used to come over and visit me the most, and he'd push me to keep on top of things. But now he's passed, there's no one there that keeps me in check properly.
But now that Adam's unable to entertain in his home, he's come to a potentially life-changing realisation.
I've just got to the stage where I've sat down and thought, I need to get this house into a shape where I can be proud of it. I'm 40 plus years old and I think I need to grow up.
And Joanna's delighted to help Adam.
I used to have parties here, to be honest, going back 4 or 5 years. I'd love to be able to have people stay here. I mean, my intention was to have the put-me-down bed in here.
Is there a put-me-down bed in here?
Yeah, buried somewhere underneath these boxes.
OK.
Certainly since my father's died, I've just gone a bit over the top.
What do you think he'd say now if he came and had a look at your rooms?
Certainly give me a kick up the backside, I know that.
How do you feel about finally getting going?
Really looking forward to it. I want to get on and get this all clear and
Sure.
have a nice empty house, hopefully.
Time to start boxing up items Adam doesn't need to send to charity. And he soon gets the hang of how ruthless he needs to be. So Joanna thinks he's ready to go solo.
I dare say it might be difficult, but Joanna really invigorated me to get the place cleared up. It's nice to have somebody to give you that push.
Joanna's not had an easy job helping Adam decide what to keep and what to clear. But there are still a number of items that his heart is set on hanging on to.
Couldn't bear to be parted with it.
But eventually Joanna did convince him to clear out a massive amount of unloved items.
No more cuddly teddies, no more bags.
Adam now has both bedrooms and that diner to carry on gutting without her. Back in Nottinghamshire with Madge, she's called time on something else that Curtis could sell.
Right, this clock.
OK. How long you had it?
I have had it over 40 years. I think we paid about £300.
So long case clocks have been around since about 1680, 1690.
Wow.
This one is relatively modern. So the best place for this is an auction. I imagine something like this is going to sell for, on a bad day, maybe about £80.
£80?
On a bad day.
Right. Ah!
On a good day, it might go up to 130, 40, 50.
Wow, yes.
Oh, she doesn't look happy.
Like everybody in this situation, her perception of how much something's worth is not the reality of what it's really worth. But we will try and get her the best price. One, because we want to help her as much as we can. But secondly, these things on a good day could surprise us all.
Madge also has a second long case clock she'll happily send to auction. To keep clocks intact, get an expert in to pack them up and move them out to ensure all the delicate workings are kept safe. Madge's dream is to make her back bedroom an organised gallery, and here to help is cleaner Joanna.
I'm sure she's lost count of how many pots she's got in this room. Pottery that takes so much time to make, and it's just pretty much left, not covered. In fact, I'll start the work for her in this room. But Madge is a real headstrong lady. I'm going to have to tread really carefully to help her get those things sorted.
Despite the mess, Madge is talented and was in fact the first woman to graduate in ceramics from the Jamaica School of Art and Craft. And she's passionate about the pieces she makes.
I have loved and I've cared for them, and you look at them and you feel a sort of warmth. If you carry on too much with that, you don't sell anything, you just keep them all.
But Joanna's first job is to tackle those piles of clothes in the bedroom.
I'm keeping an eye on you though, because there's some of them I like to keep.
OK.
Right.
And I think you and I have the same taste.
Oh, wow, you can't have that.
Why?
That is my favourite dress. That one you can't have.
I knew you were going to say that. To make this easier,
Yeah.
what clothes have you not worn in the past 6 months?
Finally, Joanna's persistence pays off.
Some trousers?
That can go, yes. That one can go to charity. That one can be worn a little longer. All right. Charity.
Way to go, Madge. Come to think of it, a long way to go.
Are you going to get your hands in and help me?
You want me to help you?
Yes.
All right.
Stand there and look pretty.
You didn't say.
2 hands make lighter
Lighter
work.
Yes, right.
Madge's huge collection of clothes is a common problem. We only wear 20% of our wardrobe 80% of the time.
I thought the process would have been more horrific.
OK.
I thought you were going to boss me around and throw it out and put it on and no. But it's very relaxing.
Is it nice having someone to do it with as well? Does it make it easier?
That helps. You're caring where my clothes and me are concerned, which is nice.
Thank you. Good girl. I'll pay you later, Madge.
Curtis has finished his look around and has a bundle of items he thinks he can sell for a decent sum.
It's going to be hundreds of pounds.
How have you got on today?
I've had a cracker of a day today. What have you got left to do?
I've got to go back upstairs with Madge. She's got a little room full of bowls,